know what happens when you spend the entire day going manga thrifting? You come back with a fat new manga haul. This weekend, my wife and I wrapped up our time volunteering for a local theater group with the little reward of manga thrifting. We visited not one, not two, but three half-price books and a Barnes & Noble. And I was able to come back with some pretty great deals, like 3 new volumes to add to my Radiant collection. If you have not heard of Radiant, it is actually a manga produced by a French mangaka called Tony Valente. The series as a whole is one that reminds me a lot of Fairy Tail. Not only that, but I was able to take a pretty big chunk out of my Aji and Demi-Human collection. All 3 volumes were only about $5 USD. I was also able to spy a new addition to my To Your Eternity collection. This series comes from the same author as A Silent Voice. I also found myself a new volume of Toilet Bound Hanako. This one I was actually a little disappointed because once I got to my third half-price books, they had a massive collection of it, but I did not have the money after going to 2 previous ones, so that collection had to be left behind. I was also able to find a bit more of a vintage series with Hikaru no Go volume number 4 to add to my collection. This guy right here I think was only about $350 USD. I was also able to pick up some brand new series. Now I don't know what to call this one because I've heard different things. I've heard it called the Rollgrad, I've heard it called the Raw Omega Grad, but this is a classic Shonen Jump series written by the same artist behind Death Note. I was also able to spy a omnibus of Yamamushi Pedal. This is a series I've heard a lot of whispers about. This I've actually heard is pretty good. It's a slice of life hobby style manga about someone that I guess gets into competitive bike racing, downhill racing of sorts, but I know I have a niche. I have a certain interest in anything hobby manga, so this one I'm taking a chance on to see how much I love it. And lastly, this has been on my list forever. The attractive color just kind of brings me in. It's The Breaker. It is a Korean manhwa available at Half Price Books. I think I paid maybe $10 for this. The Breaker is a classic fighting manhwa, and it's actually interesting that this may have been the West's introduction into the Korean manhwa formula instead of the traditional Japanese manga formula. And all of this, by the way, doesn't even cover my Crunchyroll order. That would be a whole separate video.